Friends, good morning. One major concern today in the world is conflicts. At local level, we can see political conflicts, business conflicts, social conflicts, and at international level, we can see same political, social, and even wars. Question comes why there is so much of conflict and why there are so many problems in the world around us. To understand it, we looked at the various happenings from ancient times to now. Very first known equivalent of world war was war between Ram and Ravan in Treta Yuga some 15,000 years back. This war was fought for domination, for saving the honor, because one group wanted to force its thinking, that is the Rakshanskriti, on others, and took away women as part of their right, whereas the others gave respect to the dignity of the people and fought to save those who were suffering. Which means, if you look at the causes behind the first equivalent of world war, the Ram-Ravan war, were desire to dominate the world with own thinking, desire to acquire power over others, which is again same as domination, and take away anything at will without respect or consideration of others' feelings. These issues continue even today. Then came a second equivalent of world war, which was Mahabharata, some 5,000 years back. It was fought over property. The landmass required for survival, and took the shape again of dharma and non-dharma. The point which comes is conflict over property, land, ownership, domination have always been there. They seem to be part of human nature. And if world has to become a peaceful place, we need to first identify these drivers of the human conflicts and then find a solution to resolve it. If you look at it, a human being, the major cause, though if we look back at Ram Ravan, it was ego and the acceptance of responsibility to protect the weak from domination by strong. In the second case of Mahabharata, it was again a desire to acquire. First was the need of land for survival. I mean, where do you get the food from? Where do you get the resources from? And land was the only resource which could help in that. And some people did not want to give it for others, and hence the war took place. Therefore, the greed, the ego, the desire to dominate over others are some of the major drivers from beginning, which were identified as Kshatripus, or 6 enemies of the world. These Kshatripus are Kam, which is the desire for satisfaction. Krodh, the anger over either misdoing or misdeed, or hurt. Mad, which means basically the ego or the feeling of superiority complex. Greed or lobh, which means the desire to acquire more. Jealousy, which is basically the feeling hurt on others' success or feeling bad about others having certain things, etc. If we look at these are basic drivers of human nature. And concepts like religion and God came into existence to subdue these human weaknesses and provide a path forward to overcome these weaknesses. While it is well understood, the fact is, even the religion, worship, all other forms have not been able to subdue these weaknesses in the human beings, and conflicts take place at local level between the neighbors or within the family or a house, and conflicts take place outside at national and international borders. Therefore, the question remains, can these ever be resolved, or these are eternal problems born with the mankind? If we look at the origin as a source, origin started with a pain. Before origin, it was all silence, a peaceful state in which nothing was disturbing anybody and everything was in a state of equilibrium. When desire for creation started, the movement took place, and that silence broke into two parts, male and female, and that gave birth to what is called Big Bang in science, or Om in Sanatan Dharma, but basically a sound energy of separation. So origin started with conflict, and desire within the two elements which were created was to unite back. Therefore, the solution, the cause of conflict is in the origin, and solution to conflict is also in the origin, to unite back. And human beings develop the concept of yoga, which means union, only to overcome this particular shortcoming. Since creation took place and there was a desire in the creator to create, etc., then yoga was evolved as a way of finding peace and safety in the mankind, or in the world for the mankind. But has yoga succeeded fully? We conducted a study to see the impact of Sahaj Yoga, which is a refined form of yoga based on Kundalini awakening, because yoga by itself, the Ashtanga Yoga, if we go deep into its analysis, it causes more ego problems. It arouses ego, it makes people angry also, and Kundalini is a divine power which actually begins from the final state, the Samadhi state, in which everything comes to equilibrium. So we thought Sahaj Yoga is the best approach to find, and we found after the Sahaj Yoga meditation. Though a lot of improvement took place, but still some element of conflicts remained. Essentially the finding came that yoga subdues Yoga subdues the conflicts, but it does not fully overcome the conflicts. The only solution is more and more people adopt to yoga and Sahaja Yoga, more and more time they spent on meditation and control of human weaknesses, the conflicts will reduce. Therefore, the solution to the world lies is A, there should be a group of people or the governments who should believe in yoga and peace and should be able to control the erring elements, because evil conflicts are part of human nature and conflicts do take place, and persuade more and more people to follow yoga, meditation, etc., to sublimate the weaknesses which cause conflicts and problems. God bless all. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.